It is really interesting how morality is a good guide, but when it comes to punishment, it's morality with consequence that points the way for the degree of reprimand. Negligent killing is manslaughter. Killing with intent has higher penalties for the degree of intent. There's a flip side to this that we will discuss, the concept of moral luck. Moral luck is a philosophical concept that explores the idea that our moral worth, blameworthiness, or praiseworthiness can be significantly influenced by factors beyond our control. It challenges the notion that we are solely responsible for our actions and their consequences. Key types of moral luck. Circumstantial luck. This refers to luck in the circumstances into which we are born and we find ourselves. For example, a person born into poverty might have fewer opportunities to develop morally or to act virtuously. Constitutive luck. This involves luck in the kind of person we are, including our genetic makeup, temperament, and inclinations. For instance, somebody with a naturally kind disposition might be more likely to make morally good choices. Causal luck. This relates to luck in the way our actions and choices turn out, independent of our intentions. A classic example is two different drivers, each who runs a red light, but one is involved in a fatal accident while the other is not. The outcome completely determines the punishment, even though it was the external conditions that made the outcome worse. Seemingly, consequence totally determines punishment, but we do understand risk, and there's no shortage of people out there trying to limit risk. But there are also those who are belligerent and push risk to the boundary at the expense of the others. The risk imposed on you is acceptable to them. Luck in one's background. This encompasses luck in the cultural, historical, and social context in which we develop. Our moral beliefs and values are shaped by the society we live in, which is largely beyond our control. The paradox of moral luck. The concept of moral luck presents a paradox. On one hand, we feel we should be held accountable for our actions and their consequences. On the other hand, if significant aspects of our actions and their outcomes are determined by factors beyond our control, it seems unfair to assign moral blame or praise. Philosophical implications. Moral luck has significant implications for various philosophical debates, including free will and determinism. If our choices and actions are influenced by factors beyond our control, to what extent are we truly free? Moral responsibility. How can we be held morally responsible for actions that are partially or wholly determined by factors outside of our control? Justice. How can we justly reward or punish individuals when their circumstances and outcomes are influenced by luck? By exploiting the concept of moral luck, philosophers challenge us to think critically about the nature of morality, responsibility, and justice. We do understand risk and mitigate for risk. Therefore, somebody who doesn't break in time or gets away with it because the circumstance is the way it is, luckily, does understand that they were lucky in many cases. This understanding, if it doesn't trigger the desire to become more careful at least, creates a feeling of guilt about the elevating of risk. While you got away with it luckily, you understand it might not always be that way. Some don't care about potential consequences and enjoy the catastrophe of high-risk scenarios. Honestly, I wouldn't care if they didn't wrap up other innocent people in their consequence. Go skydiving, go base jumping. If your equipment fails, only you suffer. Don't race on the freeway or cut necessary regulation belligerently because less is more without asking questions about the functionality of what you're cutting. People have families to protect. Not everybody is a belligerent single who wants to see the world burn. If you guys like this kind of philosophical subject matter, help us out by liking the video and subscribing to the channel.